Is Diddy a victim of an insane cover-up on some higher level? More information just got released about Diddy, and at this point, it's like the more we find out about his current situation with the feds, the shadier it looks. And this time, Eddie Griffin is revealing some crazy information about how Diddy was allegedly set up by some Hollywood giants like Clive Davis and Lucian Grainde. Allegedly. There have been some rumors about how Diddy has allegedly been involved in some shady dealings with Lucian and Clive for a while now. But according to Eddie, it goes deeper than that, because Diddy allegedly has some naughty tapes of Clive and Lucian getting their freak on. And the last thing they want is for this to leak publicly. So they allegedly orchestrated the raid by Homeland Security to get their tapes back. Child, y'all need to get sat for this, because girl, this is one hot mess. Okay, so multiple people in the industry are starting to speak up for Diddy, and they're all telling the same story about how he is being set up by the bigwigs in the industry. A couple of people have been saying this from the start, like Candace Owen. When the feds raided Diddy's houses a couple of weeks ago, Candace was quick to reveal that the raid was a cover-up and had been sanctioned by some very powerful people in the industry. She tweeted, "The feds are currently raiding Diddy's house. They already knew what he was up to, but he is going to be the fall guy so that they can protect the people at the top of the ring. They are raiding his home to hide evidence, not to find it." That's how this works. At the time, we thought that Candace was just being Candace, but now that more and more people are starting to talk about it, well, we kind of have no choice but to sit up and actually pay attention to what is going on. Actor Eddie Griffin is the latest person to speak on Diddy, and even though he admits that Diddy did some bad things, he believes that Diddy is the victim of an insane cover-up by the feds and some of the most powerful people in Hollywood, Lucian Grainde and Clive Davis. In a recent interview, Eddie spoke about how the raid by Homeland Security was just a ploy to retrieve some intimate and adult tapes that Diddy had, which allegedly featured Lucian and Clive. For obvious reasons, they couldn't let the tapes leak publicly, and according to Eddie, this is allegedly why they orchestrated the raid.
Universal Music Group? What's this? See, he's put Diddy up, and they sacrificing Diddy. They said, "You gotta take this shit. We can't be involved." But Diddy's smart. He filmed every session, so he was Clive and the freak boy that run Universal Music Group. So he got them on some. Now that's why they raiding the house, because they got friends in Homeland Security and the feds, and they said get in there and get them tapes from this. He trying to blackmail us. That's what I believe is going on, because you know Homeland Security, they came in there with tanks down there and military 25 deep, 30 deep for one dancing. Say what? One dancing gonna have 50 goddamn troops at his goddamn mansion. It's not Suge Knight, it's Diddy, y'all.
This is an interesting take, and if you're wondering why they made this move after such a long time, it probably has something to do with Lil Rod's lawsuit, where he exposed Diddy for allegedly installing secret cameras all over his houses so he could record his guests doing some freaky stuff. The court documents said, while living and traveling with Mr. Combs, Mr. Jones discovered that Mr. Combs has hidden cameras in every room of his home. Mr. Jones believed that Mr. Combs has recordings of celebrities, music label execs, politicians, and athletes. It also went on to say that the celebs in question didn't know that they were being recorded because Diddy didn't exactly present them with a consent form when they got into his house. Rod went on to say that upon information and belief, due to this treasure trove of evidence he has in his possession, Mr. Combs believes that he is above the law and is untouchable. So according to Lil Rod, Diddy was keeping the videos for blackmail and for his protection in case things go left for him. Plus, the victims of his recordings didn't know that they were being recorded while they were doing whatever it was that they were doing, until Lil Rod filed his lawsuit and exposed Diddy for secretly spying on his guests. This explains why the raid happened so soon after Lil Rod's lawsuit, and why the feds didn't get involved after Cassie's lawsuit, or the 3 other lawsuits that Diddy faced after Cassie. In his updated lawsuit, Lil Rod named Lucian and Universal Music Group, accusing them of not only being aware of Diddy's alleged but also benefiting from it. The court document said, among the concrete steps that defendants Lucian, Charles, Grainde, and Universal Music Group took to aid the Combs venture between about 2000 and continued through about November 2023, defendants Lucian, Charles, Grainde, and Universal Music Group concealed its delivery of vast sums of cash, like millions of dollars, to Mr. Combs and his associate. The document went on to accuse Lucian and UMG of allegedly going over and beyond to protect Diddy's alleged operation. It claimed that Lucian and UMG willfully failed to timely file required tax disclosures surrounding the funding of these parties with the federal government, because doing so would imperil its ability to profit from the venture. It also accused them of profiting from the operation and that they allegedly continued to help Diddy hide the operation because they were making a lot of money from it, allegedly. Child, Lil Rob was not shy in this lawsuit, neither did he hold back anything, because the lawsuits went on to say that defendants Lucian Grainde and Universal Music Group knowingly participated and furthered the Combs venture. The concrete steps above constituted taking part in venture and were necessary for the success. The concrete steps constituted active engagement by defendants in Combs' venture. Clive Davis has also been accused of being Diddy's sugar daddy in the industry, and several people like Jaguar Wright have come out to claim that Diddy and Clive allegedly has something going on. According to Jaguar Wright, Clive allegedly used to do bad things to Andre Harrell, who in turn allegedly did some bad things to Diddy.
I honestly think he's just an extreme narcissist who loves power. He loves the ability to manipulate and control people. Why? Most likely because he was victimized by his mentor, who loved to control people.
And his mentor was
Andre Harrell.
Tell us how
who
was
was
he
mentored by Clive Davis.
Jaguar claimed that Diddy then went behind Andre's back to cut a deal of his own with Clive, cutting Andre out of the equation.
Don't tell me that Andre Harrell got touched by Clive Davis too.
I'm telling you, I don't know what happened between Andre and Clive. What I do know is that Andre got passed over. Like, how do you go from being the president of Uptown and losing your entire company to your intern? Like, Puff started out as an intern.
So when you think about it, it makes sense why they would want their tapes back from Diddy, especially if they didn't even know that they were being recorded at the time. Yeah, this is messy AF, and according to Eddie, Diddy is just the fall guy for that. Fans commented, Eddie spoke on this well over a decade. He tried to warn black people. If you think about it, Diddy hasn't been charged with any crimes. It's all civil lawsuits to ruin his public image. And I'm telling you, it's more to it. Diddy is a sacrificial lamb here. He's still not innocent, but there are some head honchos that need to go down with him. Let me know how y'all feel about this, and then check out this next video.